Hello everybody and welcome to the Seven Deadly Sins, the movie, Prisoners of the Sky, can't speak English, movie review. It just dropped on Netflix way sooner than I was expecting it to, which is thumbs up for me and thumbs up for other people. I thought it was alright in the short of the review. I thought it was fine. I thought it was, yeah, it was what I expected. Not super plot heavy, but it was good. Still, there was enough plot to keep me interested. But it wasn't like it was, you got to think too hard. It was a good, like, have fun. It's like the My Hero Academia movie. Just to have fun. I'm just going to not overthink this. I'm going to have an hour and a half of good times. That's what this movie was. And that's all I can really ask for. But I do have specific things I mention. That's not the end of the review. Don't worry. Don't leave right now. Let's start with some negatives. The new characters look just like Meliodas and Elizabeth. And there's no explanation as to why. Like, I'm okay with them looking like it, but give some sort of explanation. Instead, what we got is they look like each other because that would be a good... because that enables the plot to happen, basically. But that's the only explanation we get. Which is fine, but it's, not ideal. But also, going with the new characters, or stick with the theme, they don't develop much other than Salad, the Meliodas lookalike. He's the only one that really develops. The others are just kind of there, and that's fine. Like this is a problem a lot of anime have with movie exclusive characters, that they don't develop a lot. But yeah, it's still disappointing whenever it shows up. So that's not good. The basic plot of the film, to show just how not plot heavy it is Sky people get invaded by demons, Seven Deadly Sins help them, thumbs up. That's the incredibly basic, and also they looking for fish, that too. That's also a very crucial plot point. But yeah, despite the simple plot, I said I enjoyed it. Like, you don't need a super complex plot. Like, Revival of the Commandments kind of lost me at points, but for overbearing with the plot. So I'm kind of happy that this didn't go too far out. One thing to mention though, I don't know where this would... I guess this would take place after a theoretical season 3, because the world is at peace, so they've beaten the Ten Commandments. Or like I thought it was in between 1 and 2, but Escanor's there, so it can't be after 1. It's got to be after they've beaten the Ten Commandments, which we haven't seen in anime form yet, so that was like, I was like, okay, that's a little weird, but I'm fine with it. It's not the end of the world. Let's talk about the villains. I've just looked at my notes. The Six Knights of Black are essentially, they are the Poundland Ten Commandments, or the bootleg Ten Commandments. And man, they're not even like strong really. Like they get made jokes of really by the Seven Deadly Sins. I just kicked the camera. I apologize. But yeah, they're just not. They weren't threatening really. Like they took out the generic mooks. But then all of them got destroyed by the seven deadly sins. It was just like, okay, like that's what I liked about Ten Commandments, is that they just wrecked the Seven Deadly Sins every time they came up against them, pretty much. Like, yeah, I guess I wanted more of that, or a more even playing field than what we got. Yeah, looking at my notes, I don't know if I should count this as a spoiler, but essentially Salad gets like ostracized and like not really thrown out, but he gets punished by his people. But the reasoning is really dumb and kind of shows the problem with following traditions. I'm opening a can of worms now. Traditions are dumb in my book. Like, just do what's right, don't do what's there's a scene later on which I'm not going to talk about because it is a late scene, kind of could spoil it. So I'll save that for the end when I've done my general thoughts. But yeah, that whole reason he got like thrown out, ostracized, whatever you want to say, it was stupid. And I was like, okay, there's got to be more to it than that, but there wasn't. So that's good. But this movie does follow a lot of anime movies do this, where it's like you get like an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever, of setup, like set up the stage, and then it's just a big epic fight scene at the end. which is fine. I actually really like that setup. Maybe it's not exclusive to anime movies, but it's definitely with anime movies, or anime like series movies. You know what I mean? Movies based off a pre-existing series, as opposed to like originals. They have this similar thing, and I haven't seen too many of them where it's annoying me yet, but it happens a lot. Like, Sword Art did it, My Hero did it. There's probably more. Data Live did it. Did Excel World do it? Probably. Yeah, it's like set up to a big fight at the end. Like, it's fine, and you kind of need to have the big fight at the end, but with anime it's way more obvious what's going on, in my opinion. So maybe I'd like to see, it's when I see a movie that differs from that, I'm like, oh, that's good. But yeah, this followed that. Again, it's not a big deal. It's not like it took away from my enjoyment, but I was like, okay, yep, I know the structure, is what I'm saying. But on the whole, I will say the story stuff, which isn't really as important for Seven Deadly Sins. Like, it's good. It's the story they got is good because it's not overbearing, and then you got the cool fight scenes. That's what Seven Deadly Sins is good at, is the fighting and the like the power system, like the abilities. Love all that stuff, and I think the ratio of it in this was good. And like I said, the epic fight at the end, top notch. Let me just look at my notes. But then at the end, they threw not a curveball. A curveball's the wrong word to use, but it's just like I hate it when stuff does this. They were like, this thing is more powerful than the Ten Commandments. I was like, no, it's a movie exclusive thing. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. It's just so annoying. Like, I know I complained earlier about the Knights of Black being weak, but then they introduced this thing that's stronger than the Ten Commandments. I'm like, why have you done this? It's just, I just don't like it. It just felt like completely forced out of nowhere. And if it was more powerful than the Ten Commandments, why is it up in the sky egg? Like, why is it not helping the demons? Why was it not sent with the Ten Commandments? You know, if it's more powerful than them, it just doesn't. Demon King doesn't know what he's doing. Apparently, is what I've got from this. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the movie. It's, if you like Seven Deadly Sins, it's definitely worth watching. It's more of that, and that's always good in my book, especially because season 3, it better come, because that's season 2 ending, and I know to read the manga, but yeah, hopefully season 3 comes. I will read the manga if it doesn't, but I prefer watching. So yeah, so if you're leaving now, I'll do spoilers after I stare at the camera in a minute. And if you're leaving now because you haven't seen it, bye bye, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Okay, that was weird. It's weird every time. Spoilers, right? So Meliodas gets stabbed with the winged sword, which I didn't mention. It's a MacGuffin. Gets stabbed. It like is super effective on demons basically, and it like stops him from getting revived after he gets killed, because as we know, he can't truly die. And I really liked that. I was like, oh, the winged sword's good on demons, so of course it'll be useful on him. Like, it didn't even cross my mind when they like were introducing it and going through what it does and stuff. So I was like, that's clever. Of course, I'm also dense, so like loads of people probably saw that immediately and were like, know what that sword's going to do. It's going to stab him. And if you were, you know, good for you. I am not that intelligent. But yeah, I really liked that. But then, not really, this isn't a plot hole, the next thing, but it's like something that irritated me. So the Sky People thought that the surface dwellers were wiped out by the demons in the Great War thousands of years ago. But then they never explained why they thought that, unless I missed it. So like, they thought that, and their stories were wrong. But was it just that their stories were wrong? Like, I thought they were going to be like, they were hiding the surface from them, or something like that. But they never, you know, never opened that up. What was going on? And that was disappointing. I was like, what? That was something I was interested in. I was like, why do they think that the surface got wiped out? But they never said it. So unless it was a throwaway line, I completely missed it. Yeah, a bit disappointed by that. But again, not the end of the world. And also, out of nowhere, Mama Hawk is like really important to the plot, maybe? Like, first of all, she gets like an awesome like standoff with the thing that's more powerful than the Ten Commandments, but Mama Hawk is apparently OP. And then it's revealed like right at the end that she might be like the great great Oshiro thing that the demons feared. And I'm like, it's a big pig. Like, if that's what they were implying, that's Okay, that's an interesting way to go. I'm not angry. I'm just confused, very confused. Like, why is Hawk's mum so? I mean, we knew she was overpowered because in Revival of the Commandments, she like blocks a thing, right? If I remember, she like, blocks a massive fireball or something. So maybe like, I'm not going to theory craft because I'm sure the manga has the answers. But like the fact that it's kind of like the right kind of comic relief because it's comic relief and it's serious. Like it's like because it's comic relief because it's a big pig that's gonna defeat the demons. You know, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not like against it, but like I'm not for it either. Like I'm just like, let's see where this goes. And of course, it's never gonna go anywhere because this is set after the next whatever the next season would be, and they're never gonna bring it up again unless they do. But yeah. I think that's everything I really wanted to talk about. Like, I haven't gone full in depth on the spoilers, but yeah, I haven't mentioned Knights of Black too much. I mentioned them a little bit. They're pretty underwhelming. I can't remember any of their names except Bellion, I think, is the leader, and he was the only one that really had anything to him. And even then, it was just I want to kill people, become Demon King. Yeah, he was not the strongest villains, but it's fine. It's fine. So anyway, I've been the Sandyman. Subscribe for more anime reviews and other good stuff, and I will see you in whatever video you decide to watch next. See ya.